Now friends, let's discuss question number 4. It's a very easy question. We have been given alpha and beta are the roots of the equation this 2x into 2x plus 1 is equal to 1. Then beta is equal to what? 2 alpha squared minus 2 alpha into alpha plus 1. 2 alpha times alpha minus 1. 2 alpha into alpha plus 1 we have. So here what we can do, it's more of a bit of calculation, but a very simple calculation we have. So we can just expand this. This is coming out to be 4x squared. And this is 2x we have, and this is minus 1, which is equal to 0. So if I talk about alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, that means alpha plus beta is coming out to be minus half. So this is going to be 2 alpha plus 2 beta is equal to minus 1. Now we have to bring beta in terms of alpha. So let me use the equation again, and this is coming out to be 2 alpha because alpha will be satisfying this equation. This is going to be 2 alpha, and this is again 2 alpha plus 1, which is equal to 1 we have. Once we substitute alpha here. So this is 2 alpha and this is 2 alpha plus 1. This is minus 1 is equal to 0. So this is 2 alpha and 2 alpha plus 1. Minus 1 is what? Yes, this is what we have. In place of minus 1, we can write 2 alpha plus 2 beta. So this is 2 alpha plus 2 beta. This is equal to 0. So once we arrange it, we get beta in terms of alpha as minus 2 alpha into alpha plus 1. Now friends, let's discuss question number 5. If the normal at the end of the lattice rectum of an ellipse passes through the extremity of the minor axis, then the eccentricity E of the ellipse satisfy. These are the 4 options we have. Now, more of a calculation is there, but yes, we need to understand the diagram part of it, how this whole question can be picturized. So what we have been given an axis first of all, and let's draw the ellipse. So this is the ellipse I am talking about. So this is the origin. This is y, which is center. The origin is the center of the ellipse we have. So this is A dash, this is B, and this is B dash we have. So BB dash is the minor axis. So you have a lattice rectum which is somewhat like this. So lattice rectum is always perpendicular to major axis, and it always passes through the focus. So this is the lattice rectum we have. Say LFL dash, this is called the lattice rectum of the ellipse. Normal at the end of the lattice rectum, that means we are talking about the normal. So if I talk about the normal, that means I'm talking about a tangent first at this point, then I'm talking about the normal. If I talk about the normal passes through the extremity of the minor axis. So this is a very interesting question. I hope the diagram is clear to us. Diagram will help us to find it out. So basically, this is the normal I am talking about. Fine. At this point. So what is the extremity of lattice rectum? This is nothing but L is AE comma B square upon A we have. So this is the diagram we have. Now to get all these relations, what are the things you have to do? Just have a look at it. First of all, you have to find the equation of the normal. Because the point of normalcy is given to you, this is the point we have. So you can find the equation of the tangent, and tangent is always perpendicular to the normal. So we can just find the equation of normal also once we get the slope of the tangent. So once we get the slope of the normal, we can just find the equation of the normal. So equation of normal can be found out, right? And the second part is the normal passes through 0 comma minus b. So there also we'll get one relation. And again, the next one is a very important thing. This relation you need to use. So these are the 3 things which you need here. Once you find it and you get the relation in terms of e square 2e or 1, or maybe e square e or minus 1, or maybe e raised to the power 4 e square or 2e square. So the fourth option will be the final correct option we'll have, right? So this is the answer we are talking about. Now friends, let's talk about question number 6. This is a problem which is based on matrices and determinants. Now the question is, theta is equal to pi by 5 and you have been given a is equal to cos theta, sin theta, minus sin theta and cos theta. If b is equal to a plus a raised to the power 4, then we have to find determinant of b. So I rate this question as a difficult one because a bit of calculation is needed and small tricks is also needed here. Now if you see here, you have been given a. So the interesting part is, you might have gone through it in the school level discussion. A to the power n is always going to be cos n theta, and this is sin n theta, and this is minus sin n theta and cos n theta. So by principle of mathematical induction, whatever we substitute will get the same. I mean, if you put n is equal to 1, you take cos theta, sin theta, minus sin theta and cos theta. So if we have a raised to the power 1, this is coming out to be cos theta, this is sin theta, this is minus sin theta, and this is cos theta we have. Similarly, if I go for a2, so this is going to be cos 2 theta, this is sin 2 theta, this is minus sin 2 theta, and this is again cos 2 theta we have. Now if I talk about similarly a raised to the power 4, this is coming out to be cos 4 theta, this is sin 4 theta, and this is minus sin 4 theta, and this is cos 4 theta we have. Now this b is nothing but we have a plus a raised to the power 4. So b is equal to, we have a. So a is what? We have been given cos theta, sin theta, minus sin theta, cos theta, plus this cos 4 theta, sin 4 theta, minus sin 4 theta and cos 4 theta. So we add it up. So once we add it up, what we get? We get cos theta plus cos 4 theta. Then we have sin theta plus sin 4 theta we have, right? Let me take it in this way. And this is nothing but we have minus sin 4 theta. Then we have cos theta, cos 4 theta we have. So this is b. So what we have to do, we have to find the determinant of b, and we have to substitute theta is equal to pi by 5. So once you substitute theta is equal to pi by 5, you can see cos pi by 5, cos 4 pi by 5. Then we have sin pi by 5, sin 4 pi by 5, minus sin pi by 5, minus sin 4 pi by 5. Then we just take cos pi by 5, cos 4 pi by 5. So this is what we have. Now what we can do, we can just have a look at what are the things we can use here. Now friends, what we can do, we got b here. So once we get b here, that means b has been given as a matrix which is the sum of this two matrix a to the power 4 and a, but theta is given as pi by 5. So basically a bit of calculation is needed here. So if I talk about pi by 5, we can write it as cos pi by 5 plus cos 4 pi by 5, right? And we can write sin pi by 5 plus sin 4 pi by 5. And the second row elements are minus sin pi by 5, this is minus sin 4 pi by 5. So what we can do, we can just write cos, again this is pi by 5 plus cos 4 pi by 5 we have. So friends, it's more about a trigonometry we have. We need to find the value of cos pi by 5 is also there, 4 pi by 5 is also there. Then we have pi by 5, 4 pi by 5 including sine. So there can be a shortcut, or there may be a method what we can use is like we can use cos c plus cos d, which is nothing but we have 2 cos c plus d upon 2 cos c minus d upon 2. Or we can write sin c plus sin d as 2 sin c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2. So these are the two forms we can use here. So once we get the calculation done within this, we get some numerical value here. Then we find the determinant of b, and the very interesting thing is once you find the determinant of b, the value will be coming out as 1.175. So just you have to check the value here, which lies between 1 and 2. So basically the fourth option is the correct one we have. Now friends, let's talk about question number 7. This is a problem based on arithmetic progression. So the question states that the common difference of the AP, so this is the AP number 1 we have, B1, B2 up to BM we have, is 2 more than the common difference of the AP A1, A2 up to AN. So what we have? You can see here there are 2 APs. So we have AP number 1, we have AP number 2. So the AP number 1 is B1, B2, and this is BM we have. AP number 2, let us write it as A1, it has been given, this is AN we have. The first term is A1 and the common difference is D. Here the first term is B1 and the common difference is D plus 2, because this is 2 more than the common difference of AP2. So here what has been given to us, you have been given A40. So this is A plus 39D is equal to 159. And also you have been given A100 is minus 399. So this is going to be A plus 99D is going to be minus 399. So once we solve this, what do we get? We get A1 to be, that is A to be minus 3 and D is minus 4 we have. Now if you see here, what is the common difference we have in the first case, that is in the case of B1, B2 up to BM, this AP. This is B1 and the common difference is D plus 2, that is minus 4 plus 2, which is minus 2. Now if I talk about B100 and A70, both are equal. That means this is nothing but we have B1 plus, and this is 99 times, this is the common difference we have, minus 2, and this is going to be is equal to A70, that is A1 plus 69D, or this is A we have. So once we solve it, my dear students, what we get? Answer to be minus 81, that is B1 is minus 81 we have.